Here we go! Peachy!
Here I go!
What's going on? We're back for another edition of the Funtendo Game Show, where we give you game, we talk about life, and we talk about everything that matters to you.
100%.
Let's jump right into the show. Now, today's topic is something that we definitely need to address, and that is, are you a goofy? Meaning,
I don't care.
Are you being disrespected by your girlfriend, your wife, your partner? Do you let her mistreat you? Do you let her lie to you? Do you let her manipulate you? Do you let her embarrass you in public? If you're doing any of these things, then the answer is yes, you probably are a goofy.
This could be any town, anywhere, anytime. Because here, just as everywhere else, 1/3 of the population are aquamaniacs. This is the documented case history of a typical aquamaniac. We shall call him Mr. X. This is his home. But it wasn't always like this. Not so long ago, it was a well-kept, modest dwelling. Promptly at 7:30 every morning, Mr. X said goodbye to his family. Bye-bye!
So long, Daddy.
And left for work. Always walked, claiming the exercise kept him fit. But this was not altogether true. Secretly, Mr. X liked to walk by a place that sold boats.
We're in the game.
This is the number one sign that your woman doesn't respect you. She lies to you about anything.
100%.
Small lies, white lies, whatever color lies you want to name it. Anything dealing with lying in a relationship is a huge red flag and it's toxic, and this means the woman doesn't respect you. A relationship should be about communication, integrity. If she's over here telling you she's only been with 3 guys, but she's been with 300, that's a huge problem. Let the lies be non-existent in a relationship. Even if it's tough, this allows you guys to stay together long term and get through all the adversity. Because if she gets away with one lie, it's gonna just keep accumulating before the whole relationship becomes a lie.
You've heard that before, right?
Okay, now let's get into the next one. Lying is apparent. Now, the next thing that's going to be disrespectful is the way she talks to you.
100%.
Does she yell at you? Does she talk to you demeaningly? Does she treat you like a small child? Is she calling you out of your name all the time? Is she doing any of these things on a verbal level that are disrespectful? If you're putting up with this type of behavior, fellas,
I'm not mentioning no
then
names.
you're a goofy.
If a woman told me, and I truly love her, to stop doing this and stop doing that, and I'm continuing my actions and disrespecting her, a woman should never stay when she knows she's not being respected. A woman should never stay when she is not being listened to. The sad thing is he puts the cold shoulder and you still continue to stay because you think one day he's gonna change. Sweetheart, you have given him 100 chances, and out of those 100 chances, he has messed up 200 times. So tell me, when is he gonna change? When is he gonna listen to you? When is he really gonna say he truly loves you? Because I guarantee a man that loves you would immediately change his ways and his actions and his thoughts.
All right, now, fellas, let's flip it around. If you're dealing with a woman that has told you she was going to do something and then she switched up the script on you at the last minute only to leave you high and dry, that is an ultimate form of disrespect. If you stick around for this kind of behavior, then you're a goofy.
The Rock has already told you.
There's no reason why you can't get out of a situation with somebody that does not respect you. In the example that this man just gave here, he said if a woman gave this man 200 times to change and he kept messing up and he kept doing the same thing, he ain't gonna change.
Junior!
Fellas, wake up.
Monkey crap.
If you're a woman that you're dealing with and did this 100 times and you keep putting up with it, then she's not gonna change because she knows you're a goofy.
I'ma show you.
Not me, boy. I got willpower. I can take a boat or leave it.
Know your role and shut your mouth.
All right, now let's get into some of the other forms of disrespect.
Please fasten seatbelt.
How does she dress when she's with you, and how does she dress when she's not with you? If your woman is dressing suggestively and showing off all of her body and all of her assets to everybody that is willing to look,
They don't care what we do, they care what we get photographed doing.
maybe that's a sign that she's looking for attention other than yours.
You've heard that before, right?
And if you're not going to say anything and you're going to continue to allow your woman to dress like this, fellas, you're a goofy.
100%.
Any woman goes outside half naked, especially with her man, no matter what she says, she doesn't respect you. And why doesn't she respect you? Because she is calling out attention from other men. Men, if you have this type of woman, and hopefully you're not married to her, please make provisions to get rid of her.
Just cleaning up.
Either that or don't take her seriously, nor should you consider her for marriage.
Mia!
All right, now, my man pointed out a couple little nice points here. I don't think I need to run those back. They're self-explanatory. But let me really dig into what really goes on out here. You men out here are so caught up in this scarcity mindset that you start dealing with a decent woman that's attractive and she might have a decent body, and then all of a sudden she done put it on you a couple times. She gave you that woo wow real quick. You done came over for Thanksgiving and them yams was juicy. You done gave up and lost, okay? You continue dealing with a woman like this, you're going out and she's a thirst trap. That's all she is a thirst trap for out here for men.
Bingo.
She knows exactly what she's doing. But you know what? She knows that you don't have the balls to actually stand up and say anything like, hey, why you dressing like that? Nah, you need to stop dressing like that. Nah, you need to stop shaking it for the gram.
Mamma mia.
Nah, you need to stop posting these thirst trap videos on TikTok. But most of you men out here are so thirsty that you don't want to say anything. You don't have any self-respect for yourself at all.
have clearly left your balls
You're being
in
a
Stamford,
goofy.
Connecticut.
That's what it is. I can't put it no other way.
I'm not mentioning no names.
Why would you stick around and keep dealing with somebody that obviously does not respect you, themselves, or the relationship? It's toxic on many, many different levels. If she wants to be single and she wants to go thot around like this and, you know, keep her options open for all willing suitors, then absolutely let her go. But if you stick around, you're a goofy. Let's
100%.
give another example here, classic thirst trap. If your woman is out here on social media,
Don't cry, don't cry.
like
don't cry,
this.
Don't cry, don't cry.
And you don't say anything,
I don't care.
and this is okay with you,
I'ma show you.
you're a goofy.
It seems like you have a little problem understanding.
Wake up, fellas. You're not respecting yourself.
What I'm trying to say is like,
Yeah, I know that body looks good. And yeah, I know you're caught up.
I'm a pimp.
Yes, I know the flesh is weak. Believe me, because my flesh is weak too sometimes, just like everybody else. But at the end of the day, you have to have some core principles about yourself. You have to have some core morals and some core values that you are not willing to compromise.
100%.
And once you start standing on business out here and get some real standards, you'll actually have a lot more higher success. Once you start standing on business and standing your ground and sticking to your morals and not making these women and thirst traps a priority, you will actually be surprised that you will be able to attract a higher quality woman.
I'ma show you.
But see, here's the problem, fellas. The problem is you're afraid to be single. The problem is you're afraid to actually be alone for a little while. The problem is you don't want to be single because then you got to wake up and go face yourself in the mirror and realize how gumpy and goofy you really are. And that's going to be a reckoning that a lot of you men cannot deal with.
It doesn't matter
So,
what you think.
you came here to the Funtendo Game Show, and I'm going to give it to you straight. I'm going to give it to you raw. And I was always keep it 100% funky with you.
100%.
That's why I'm dropping this knowledge down on you fellas. And I know it's tough, but hey, life is tough.
I don't care. You've heard that before, right?
All right, let's get into another prime example here. this woman here believes that she should just automatically be able to have a bunch of guy friends, and that shouldn't be a problem with her husband or her boyfriend or whoever she's dealing with. Come on, man. Fellas, I'm going to let y'all listen to what she has to say first, and then I'm going to ask you to ask yourself, is your woman doing this to you?
Respecting my husband because I'm friends with a man?
But I think, though, it's not that you're friends with a man. The point is you're not listening to him. Like, again, love to men is respect. It's saying, you know what, I might not agree with this, but I respect your judgment, so I'm going to go with it. I'm going to do what you say.
Don't be rude.
But, like, men don't want an argumentative woman.
It's in my code.
All right. I think some valid points were made there.
I'm not mentioning no names.
Ultimately, these things go back to respect.
100%.
If there's no respect there, then there's nothing, in my opinion. There's no real relationship. It's just an exchange of values where you're going to quickly find yourself on the losing end of being taken advantage of and taken for a nice ride that's potentially going to be very expensive for you financially, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, etc.
I don't think so.
Now, the number one thing she pointed out here is that most men are looking for respect. If you ask most men, would you like a woman to love you or would you like a woman to respect you? Most men are going to say, oh, well, I'd love her to respect me.
Monkey crap.
But the reality is that most of y'all men out here are goofy. Your women show you disrespect all the time, again and again. They talk crazy and silly to you. They get up in your face and mistreat you. They talk to you like even some brothers off the block wouldn't even talk to you. She lies to you all the time. She's always giving you SHIT test all the time. And what do? You keep running back. You keep running back. Even though them yams is dry right now. She's dry for you.
100%.
It's drier than your Auntie Franny's turkey on Thanksgiving. And you still running back for them dry yams. You know why? Because you're a goofy. You don't have no self-discipline. You don't have no self-respect. You've settled for whatever you could get out here. Why? Because you don't want to be alone. You don't want to have to wake up in the mirror and actually start to see all of the issues that you have.
100%.
You don't want to see all of the reasons why these women out here don't have no respect for you.
100%.
You don't want to look at your pocket and see that your pocket ain't where it should be. You don't want to look at your clothes game and your shoe game and your jewelry game and realize that it ain't where it's supposed to be. You don't want to look at your bank account and realize that it ain't where it's supposed to be. And you don't want to look at yourself in the mirror and realize that you're not the man that you're supposed to be.
I don't care.
You would much rather stick around in this relationship, keep getting a couple of, pieces of yams here and there. Dry yams is okay for you. You don't need no brown sugar spice with your stuff. Dry yams is okay for you now because you're just settling for that. Now, men, what this does is it starts to take a toll on you emotionally and mentally. It starts to lower your self-confidence. It starts to lower your self-esteem when you stick around in a relationship that is toxic. So if you're constantly going to subject yourself to being disrespected, then you don't have any standards. Now, it even gets worse when there's other people around or other people are involved in your life and you're interacting with this person that is showing you disrespect. Now other people are looking at you like, he's a goofy. I don't need to respect what he's talking about. Why do I have to respect him? He put up with this from this other girl over here. He puts up with that from his girlfriend. He puts up that one from his mama. He puts up with that from his cousin, his niece, anybody. It could be a friend. He puts up with it because he's a goofy. Let me just quickly give you fellas another example of things that you're doing wrong when you get into a relationship. All right, now you want to act like you balling and you getting money and this and that. And whatever money you make, that's fine. Whatever level you're on, that's cool. But a lot of you men want to lead with your wallet and pretend like, oh, well, I make this much money. Oh, I can do this. Oh, I'm getting this much money per year, per month, or whatever it is. Or my status is on this level. ABC, XYZ. I don't need to run y'all down on that. Now, later on, when that same woman starts looking at you like, whoa, well, can you do this for me? Oh, no, I can't do that. I ain't got the money. Well, you just presented yourself like you got the money. You just said you could make $1,000 in a half hour. So that's the expectation that she's going to have from here on out. Well, he can make $1,000 in a half hour. So in an 8-hour workday, he should be able to make $16,000. Well, I want to go to the Tiffany store and get me a $15,000 ring today.
Shut your mouth.
He could go make that same money back tomorrow. Well, he can make $1,000 an hour, right?
It seems like you have a little problem understanding the English language.
You're setting yourself up for a major L.
100%.
That's what you're doing when you're going out here and opening up to women about your finances.
You've heard that before, right?
They don't need to know how much money you make.
I am a god.
They can kind of figure that out.
100%.
Women are always running credit checks on you right when they meet you. They're scanning you. They walk up and do a scan. They're looking at your shoes. They come up to the jeans. They go up to the shirt. They go down your arm and look at your watch. If you pull up in a car, they're scanning your car. They're looking at your rims. Bro, they already done ran your credit check damn near. Now, then they start getting into the questions. Oh, what do you do for a living?
I am a god.
Oh, I'm an engineer. Counting numbers in the background. Pocket watching.
100%.
Where do you live at? Do you live in a house?
You've heard that before, right?
Oh, I live in an apartment. Oh, okay. Maybe he not. Do you have kids?
You've heard that before, right?
Yeah, I got kids. Do they live with you? Yeah, nah, they don't live with me. They stay with their moms half the time, and they stay with me half the time, but she has them most of the time. Oh, he has to pay a child support payment out. He probably has to make a payment over to her. How many kids do you got? Oh, I got 4 kids. Okay. I figured out where he lived. I figured out what he does for a living. I figured out what kind of car he drives. I can see how he dressed. Numbers are running in the background. Computing. Ding. They done came up with your net worth.
100%.
They done came up with a potential credit score for you. They done came up with an extra budget, all the extra money that you have after all of your monthly expenses are paid. Now, where that's going to hurt you, fellas, while you're being a goofy, is because now she's got a set of expectations that she's already coming into the relationship wanting. Is he going to be able to take me out to this level of dinner? Is he going to be able to take me and spend this much on a vacation? Is he going to be able to buy me this type of purse when it comes my birthday, Christmas? Is he going to be able to afford this kind of jewelry when I want that? Is he going to have extra money to take me to this form of entertainment? Is he going to have money for gifts on my birthday, Valentine's Day, Christmas? All of those things are adding up in the background.
100%.
And unfortunately, fellas, a lot of you set yourself up because you was being a goofy. If she does respect you at all, she's respecting what you can do for her. And the relationship is purely transactional. I don't care how much you think in your mind that she might actually care about you.
Shut your mouth.
If she ran that script on you right away, and she gave you a chance, even though you knew she was out of your league. You knew damn well she was out of your league before you even stepped to her. Because she walked up with a Gucci purse. When's the last time you dated a girl with a Gucci purse?
I don't care.
That had some money in that Gucci purse.
I'm not mentioning no names.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Monkey
So,
crap.
fellas, you're setting yourself up for failure when you open up your mouth like a goofy and you got to tell off all of your financial income to try to seem like you're balling over here. It don't matter how much you're balling. Somebody else is always balling harder than you are. It don't matter what you think you got. Somebody else, some other man's got more than what you got. So you got to realize at the end of the day, that doesn't as much as matter as much as what else you can bring to the table intellectually, mentally, emotionally, conversation-wise, life skills-wise, security-wise.
I am a god.
I do understand that money plays directly into security.
I don't care.
However, don't lead with your wallet unless you plan on continuing to lead with your wallet. If you got it like that and that's your thing, then go ahead and do that. I ain't saying there's nothing wrong with it.
I'm not mentioning no names.
But there's drawbacks to doing that. Because if you aren't really in that position and you don't really got it like that, or you was just in a good position for a little while, by you disclosing that information up front, you're setting yourself up for failure later, because that expectation is going to be in their mind that you're on this level.
I haven't heard that one in a long time.
Back to what this woman was saying. She feels that she should be able to have all of these guy friends and whatnot, even though she's married. Fellas.
Shut your mouth.
If your wife has 4 or 5 guy friends and they're going out and hanging out and going to the movies together and dinners and this and that, and she's going out with him on his birthday and this and that and going over to hanging out with his mama house, you're a goofy. You're not even really her boyfriend. You ain't really her husband. You're just the husband that pays the bills. You're just the beta provider. That's all you are. You ain't the one that's making her juicy. Fellas, you got to understand what part you play in this world. Just because you're dealing with a woman, that doesn't mean that you are her preference.
Come on, man.
Maybe she settled for you just like you settled for her.
I don't give a damn.
That happens a lot more than you think, because women don't want to be alone even worse than men don't want to be alone. So the likeliness of her settling for you is probably very, very high.
I don't think so.
So, again, if your wife, your girlfriend, has all these other guy friends hanging around, oh, he's just a friend.
Throw him over the side.
Come on.
You got a career?
And you're going for this?
When you got a job?
You're a goofy.
Hey, give me one for the road.
Come on, man.
Let's check in and hear what this young woman has to say about women disrespecting their husband or partner.
Specifically who needs to hear this, but if you feel the need to march around your house and criticize every little thing your husband does or doesn't do, or maybe even neglects to do,
I'm smart.
and post about it on the internet, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, what have you, to insinuate that he is lazy or less than or incapable or inconsiderate, I would just like to remind you that you chose him. Let me say that again. You chose him.
I think she did make a valid point there. I don't know how many women are actually going to listen and hear this message and follow through. I do agree. If you chose to be with that person, then you need to do what you should be doing, which is being respectful in that relationship.
100%.
If it comes to a point where you're not going to be respectful to that other person, then it's probably just best to get out of that relationship. And this goes both ways, fellas. Don't think that she necessarily just chose you. You chose her too. So if you're letting her walk all over you and be disrespectful at any given moment, and you're not checking her in, or you're not willing to walk away, then you're a goofy. Now,
100%.
that brings me to another important point here, guys.
Go and stick your head in the sand somewhere.
As men, we don't have that many options when we're dealing with women. You can either check that bad behavior in and hope that she's gonna start respecting what you're talking about and is gonna change her ways, and that's not gonna happen again. Or you can walk away.
I haven't heard that one in a long time.
Those are our only 2 options right now. All right. So my preference, to be quite honest, is I'm not going for the BS too much.
You've heard that before, right?
Once, twice, here and there. Yeah, you could have a couple bad days out of a month. That's acceptable. But when you're argumentative all the time, when you're disrespectful all the time, when you're snappy, short-tempered, raising your voice, all of that all the time, we ain't going for that.
100%.
We ain't going for that. You need to go get you a goofy if you want to do that, because I ain't going for that.
Shut your mouth.
Now, a lot of you fellas out there are goofy. You go back and forth 4/7. You let her argue with you. You're trying to teach her how to be a woman. You're trying to teach her how she needs to respect you. You're trying to teach her things that her mama should have told her. Her daddy should have taught her that. She should have got that in her upbringing, and she didn't get that. And now she's treating you like a goofy.
Who are you?
So now I got to bring it back full circle, fellas. Didn't your mama teach you better?
No.
Didn't your mama teach you not to be a goofy out here?
No.
Didn't your mama teach you not to let these women lie to you, disrespect you, have all these guy friends running around, be out here dressing submissively, attracting attention, all on social media, shaking it for the gram?
No.
Out here in booty shorts.
I'm not mentioning no names.
Bikini tops, bikini bottoms, Daisy Dukes, throwing it around. Little skinny mini short skirts out here. Didn't your mama teach you about what a respectful woman does?
No.
And is?
Shut your mouth.
Didn't your mama teach you how a woman should treat you?
No.
Now, I'm going to give you the real answer. A lot of you men didn't know. Mama didn't teach you none of that.
You've heard that before, right?
Because mama didn't care about you actually having any game in this world. Mama was incentivized for you to be a gumpy goop, okay? She didn't mind if you grew up a goofy as long as you was still going to be her goofy.
100%.
She didn't mind if you was going to go out in the world and get took advantage of, as long as when you came back home, you still had some resources so she could take advantage of your goofy.
I hate to break it to you guys.
So that's the reality of it.
Look after Mr. Bond.
But if you did come from a family like that, that actually had some morals, standards,
Mr. X had much to learn about the ocean.
all right, let's get into this next clip. This gentleman tells the truth about Western women from his own opinion.
Most women don't respect most men, and on top of that, most women don't like most men. A majority of the women want a minority of the men, and social media has made it where they think there's a bunch of guys out there that meet these prerequisites, but the reality is this is like the top 1 or 2% of men, but girls feel that they're entitled to this guy because they get so much attention on social media. For all the guys out there that say, what are you talking about? Let's say you made an Instagram profile, you put pictures of yourself up, and girls start DMing you, saying, yo, I'll fly you out to Dubai, yo, I got a party coming, etc. And you can go ahead and smash any girl you wanted. Well, you start to be picky too, right? You start to think that you were important. You would start to get annoyed when regular girls hit you up. You would only want the best and baddest girls hitting you up. You would no longer feel the need to self-improve. You wouldn't become a better man. You wouldn't go to the gym. You would just be special. You deserve it, right? You know your worth.
100%.
You've heard that before, right?
All right, so he made some valid points, and for the women that are watching this that get triggered by people like this that are telling their opinion, you don't have to be triggered, okay? I'm not saying that this applies to all women, and I don't think he is either. He's just generalizing. So you could go ahead and, you know, pull your panties back up if it's an issue. Now, getting back to it, I think the point that he's trying to make is that a lot of women's expectations are unrealistic based on the way that the world works now. With the rise of social media, it's changed the dynamic around how men and women interact and how men and women meet.
Come on, man.
And it's changed the dynamics within the relationship as well. So going back to the previous example that I just mentioned,
We do not tolerate failure, number 3.
men don't or should not be disclosing all of their resources and how much money they make, because it's going to skew the perception that that woman has of them. Now she's going to be looking at you like you're somebody that you're potentially not. He's calling it the top 1-2%. Now the top 1-2% of men, they're making very good money, hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars per year. They have a lifestyle that 98 to 99% of men cannot provide to a woman. So automatically right there, you're at a disadvantage, men. And if you are a man that falls in the category of being a goofy, then you're even at even a more extreme disadvantage. If you're going to allow your woman to lie to you, cheat on you, go behind your back, disrespect you in your face, behind your back, dress provocatively, shake it on TikTok, shaking it on the gram, got 5 social media accounts, showing her body and face on Twitch using an avatar, doing all types of things that are unmoral and unethical for $1, or a lot of them are doing it for free now.
100%.
You'd be surprised what really, really goes on out here.
If your wife loses respect for you and she does not admire you and she doesn't look at you in a way like, man, I am proud and honored to be by the side of this man, make no mistake about it. Another man walks into a room that carries himself as such, and her eyes are going to wonder.
Now, this man just hit the nail right on the head. Once respect is lost, it ain't coming back.
Pay attention, 007.
It is not coming back.
Then you've learnt your lesson.
Men and women do not work the same. Now, with a man, a woman can lose respect in a man's eyes, and she can do some things and maybe, get back within his grace. She could potentially earn that respect back depending on how she carries herself and moves after that. Now, I'm not saying this is all the time or in every example, but that is somewhat possible.
100%.
Flip it around. Fellas, once you lose the respect of a woman, it never comes back. I don't care what woman it is. It could be your coworker, your auntie, your cousin, your mama, your wife, your girlfriend, your niece, your friend.
I'm going to show you.
Once they lost respect for you, that's gone. It's a done deal. You're a goofy. Wow. And you know what? This is how you know you're a goofy. Because she's going to start treating you like a goofy. And she's going to keep playing games with you. And what are you going to do? You're going to stick around like Goofy. What you going to do? Nothing. Because you're hooked.
Here I go.
You're hooked on them yams. You ain't going nowhere. You said you was about to break up with her if she did this or she didn't stop doing that. You ain't going nowhere. You said you was going to break up if she didn't stop making TikTok, Thought Talk videos. You ain't going nowhere. You's not going nowhere, brother. Because I guarantee you, all these women that are on here on social media shaking it for all these social media apps, they got a man at home that's putting up with it.
100%.
Why? Because they're a goofy.
Mamma mia.
And if you stick around for this type of behavior, after she switched up the script on you, after she lied to you, after she had no intention of following through on any of the promises that she made to you directly to your face, you're a goofy. Now, women can smell and tell when a man is not a goofy.
I'm smart.
Because like this gentleman said, when that high value man walks in the room that knows how to carry himself, that has a level of discipline about himself, that is not scarcity mindset driven, he's automatically going to have a certain energy about himself and a certain presence about himself. He don't gotta go walk across the room and talk to her. He don't gotta go over there and try to, participate in that thirst trap.
I don't give a
The
damn.
women are just going to automatically feel that energy right when he walks in there. They're going to be like, oh, they're going to be straightening up skirts over there and trying to, let me see, am I pretty enough?
Outstanding.
Let me try to maybe talk to him. He doesn't seem like he's, so thirsty. There's something different about him. This guy's he must be something special. What's going on? And she's going to notice the other women that noticed you. She's going to, what was she looking at? Hold on. I think I need to look over there. She going to be over there talking to her friend. You going to walk by. That man going to walk by. And then she going to look up. Her friend going to look up too. Like, oh, wow. I think we might have identified a real strong masculine man that might not put up with our BS. I don't know. We might have identified something here. And then from that moment on, they're going to feel that respect. They're going to feel you commanding that respect.
100%.
They're going to feel that energy coming off you. But when you're a goofy, they don't feel that, bro.
I don't care.
You walk in like a goofy. You didn't look down at, you seen a fat butt and you, ooh, wow. Ooh, she got a nice back on that. Oh, she got a wagon on it.
I haven't heard that one in a long time.
You over here looking. Every thirst trap. There's nothing that screams low value in a man more than a man constantly looking around at every single woman. You over here, you done went in a Starbucks coffee shop. Now, what you should have did, was you should have checked in, got your coffee, sipped on your coffee. Maybe you was on your smartphone. Maybe you was on your book. Maybe you was on your laptop, handling your business.
I'm not mentioning no names.
A beautiful, attractive woman walked by. You might have glanced at her.
Somebody's gonna wish the dead never happened.
Okay, gave her eye contact. But here's what you low-value goofies do. You go in. You sitting right by the door, staring at the door. Every woman that walks in, you
got a career? You look at your watch, time just flies.
Every woman that's going to the bathroom, you over there staring at the bathroom over there, waiting and watching for them to come out. Are they going to come out? Oh, that fine girl went in the bathroom. Oh, she was looking good. You can't keep your eyes off the bathroom. You over here staring at the door. You back and forth between the door, the line, and the bathroom. Just like this the whole time. You over here spinning around. You spinning around, doing a 360 over here, scanning the room.
It's like, God damn. You got a job? Whoa.
Come
it's
on,
5:35.
Get some discipline about yourself.
Damn, I got to come in early tomorrow.
But, I can only tell you what it is, but I can't do it for you. If you want to go out here and be seen like this, like a goofy, that's your choice.
Where you been, Pop?
Oh, just parking the car, son.
Let's jump into this next video and let this gentleman explain to you how women rationalize punishing good men. Partly it's because you're a goofy and they don't respect you. But partly it's based on how they think and how they rationalize the fact of what you can or cannot do or what you will or will not do.
Why?
Either which way, we ain't going for that on the Funtendo Game Show. So if your woman's acting like that, bro, probably just gonna have to let her go. But let me jump into it and let this man talk.
Pay attention, 007.
I recently called out women for reserving most of their disrespect for the men they're dating. And I actually wound up in a conversation with a girl in my friend group about the topic. This was her rationale. Yeah, I guess that's kind of true, but that's just because we feel more comfortable around her.
Shut your mouth.
We're not gonna get angry or do anything bad to us. Disclaimer. I really like this girl, and I know she thinks she's being complimentary with this reasoning, but I had to explain to her that if she completes the circle of that thought process, she will land on the realization that she is being disrespectful to a man because he is good. And I know that a ton of women rationalize their behavior like this in the same way. Newsflash, we do get angry. We just don't act on it. Why? Because we're good. This is why good men shut down in relationships instead of fighting you. They become what they believe is the least dangerous and most peaceful versions of themselves in these moments. So ladies, I'm not saying you're bad people. I'm just saying that this is a thing you do that you should change.
100%.
Okay, shout out to this gentleman who tried to help identify what's actually going on. So I do agree with what he's saying, that women do tend to try to punish the good men out there. And the reason why they want to punish the good man is because the bad boys ain't going for that.
All I'm saying
The
is
bad boys are not going for that type of behavior. So women are not going to even try to pull that. They're going to feel that energy. They're going to feel like, dang, this man probably is not gonna go for this.
I am a guy.
I don't know what the hell's gonna happen if I try to mistreat him like that. Girl, I'm not even gonna try that. But when you're a goofy,
it's in my code.
They're gonna push the envelope. Yeah, they're gonna push it. Yeah, they're gonna HIT test you all of the time. They're gonna wear high heels, mini skirts, open toes. Oh, I'm going out with my guy friends tonight. It's guys' night out, and I'm going out with the guys. They're gonna try to go out with their work husbands after work for drinks after work. Weekend getaways with the girls down to Miami. They're about to try to go to New York. They want to go to Chicago. They want to go to the ATL. They want to go to parties. They want to do all this stuff while your goofy butt is at home. They want to go to spring break when springtime comes.
Here we go.
They want to pop up in Fort Lauderdale on you.
Yeah, Peaches got
without you.
Mamma mia!
Why? Because you're a goofy. So, being goofy out here comes with consequences. And the consequences are that women are going to disrespect you. They're going to lie to you. They're going to cheat on you. They're going to steal from you. They're going to disrespect you. They're going to embarrass you. They are going to suck every ounce of masculinity out of you. And you're going to bleed masculinity out until you are dry and do not have another drop in you because you're a goofy and you think that's what she really wants. But newsflash, fellas, women are masters at turning you into exactly what they don't want as a form of separating the weak from the strong. If she can successfully turn you into a goofy, then you ain't the man that she thought she was, and she ain't gonna have no part dealing with you. Let's jump into this next clip here. Modern women love to fight dirty because they know men can't do nothing.
Here we go.
Shout out to Kevin Samuels. R.I.P.
The man with the mind.
You fight dirty. And what I'm hearing is you talk to your man like a woman.
No. Shut your mouth.
Oh, yeah, you do. Because if you talk to him like you should talk to a man, you should know from a safety standpoint that you need to keep your mouth closed. See, when two men are talking, there's a low-level threat of violence. If I'm sitting here talking to a man, I know there are lines. I can't cross certain lines with any man. I don't care how big or small he is. After a certain line, we're going to have to shoot the fair one. But you will go damn well low because you know good and well he ain't going to do nothing.
100%.
Because if you talk the way if you argued with him, if you argue with a woman the way you argue with him, would you and that woman end up in a conflict?
Possibly. It seems like you have a little problem understanding the English language.
Couple of good valid points there. Honestly, I feel like the level of disrespect for men is at an all-time high. And it's just due to the way that society is set up. Society has swung from being very friendly to men to extremely friendly to women. Women have rights that they never had before. It's at an all-time high. And I do agree that women should have equal rights. And women should be able to speak freely and act freely. But the way the world works now, it's a lot of women running around that are just totally out of control.
I hate to break it to you guys.
Women have no problem talking to a man just like they were another man.
The system is totally rigged.
You might be in a relationship right now where your woman had called you a BS ninja. And what did you do? You was mad at her for a day or two.
And I don't like her.
She sucked you off real good and gave you the woo-wow real quick and put it on you. Yippee! Poured some sugar on you real quick, and then what did you do? Right back to gumping. Right back to Simpy B. Why? Because she don't respect you. All she knows she got to do is, after she disrespects you, is sprinkle some of that magic pea dust on you real quick and let you fall back asleep.
All I'm saying is...
And when you do, you're going right back to goofy goof.
I don't care.
I love...
Now, another valid point that he made here is that women don't feel that there's any consequence for them acting like that. Now, I'm not saying all women are, but there are a lot of women out here like this. The real ones out there know if you get too Brody with the wrong person, there's going to be consequences. He's not going to be respecting you like that. You might go to Popeyes and get disrespectful to somebody. You might end up getting a 3-piece.
Shut your mouth.
But that 3-piece is not going to come with a chicken. It's going to come with a side of knockout. So, ladies, get on your square out here. Stop being disrespectful.
Now this one I'm particularly keen about.
Men, stop putting up with this disrespect. If you're in this type of relationship and you're going for this, it goes without saying you're a goofy. You must have such a scarcity mindset that you feel that you cannot do better than a woman that's going to drag your self-esteem down and totally emasculate you at any given time. A woman that's going to grab your ball sack and just chop your balls off like she's chopping it with a machete and then drop them in her purse.
Take that.
I'm taking these home with me. You don't need them.
Here we go.
Brothers, what are we doing? Don't be a goofy out here.
Who are you?
If your woman is out here parading on social media in her pajamas, shaking it on TikTok like this, you're a goofy. Now, what's going to happen after she made this thirst trap video? Let's talk about it.
People don't like me. It's because I said the truth.
Go over. Her video is going to come up on your feed. You're going to see it. That's your girl. She done shook it for the gram. She done shook it for the talk. She done thought it out real quick. And what are you going to do?
Shut your mouth.
Oh, babe, what's this?
Shut your mouth.
Oh, it's nothing. I was in my underwear and I decided I was going to make a video.
It's in my code.
Well, couldn't you put some clothes on?
No.
Well, yeah, but I was just in the mood. I was just having fun.
It's in my code.
Y'all get into it over that.
You've heard that before, right?
Later on that day.
Don't cry, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry.
She comes and tries to snuggle up with you real quick. Starts trying to kiss on you. Oh, baby, you know, I'm committed to you, and you're the only guy for me, and da 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 da. Now you trying to play like you're mad at her. Oh no, I don't know why you did that. You gotta stop. This has gotta stop. You didn't try to put your foot down like 100 times. This has gotta stop. I'm gonna break up with you if you keep doing this. Knowing you ain't going nowhere. Knowing in your soul, your heart, and your whole spirit is so weak. Just for the opportunity to just sniff those panties. You're weak in the knees. You ain't going nowhere, but you gotta pretend, oh yeah, well this has gotta stop, babe. You gotta stop doing this, otherwise I'm gonna break up with you. You ain't going nowhere. Then she starts kissing on you. Then she starts rubbing on you. Then she tries to go down on you real quick, and then you let her.
Woohoo!
Now she done gave you the woo-wow real quick. Blew your mind again.
Hey, you very good.
Blue pilled you again real quick. Now you're going back to sleep.
See you next time.
High. You're high as hell now right now.
100%.
Fellas, that's how you just got treated by your girl, your wife. You want to play the goofy role? She beating you up all the time. She ain't putting hands on you directly like that. Well, she might be, I don't know, but she's beating up your spirit. She's beating up your soul. Your self-confidence is done.
I don't care.
I love
You've
it.
settled now. And then you want to go out here and try to pretend to everybody else like it's all good. Like you got a prize. Like you actually really got something in her. But everybody knows you ain't really got nothing in her.
It's the insurance.
Everybody else you know, they done passed up on her too. She probably tried to holler at some different people that you already know, and they passed up on her. You got stuck with her, and then you chose to be her goofy. All right. This particular example is going to hurt a lot of people's feelings because I know for a fact that the person that's going to get treated like a goofy in this video is a lot of people's idols. I do respect this person's game. However, I don't respect their game with women because it appears as if they are a goofy. So let's let it roll.
There is no satisfying women. You can win 5 championships, make hundreds of millions of dollars, have toned muscles, the president of the United States and the ex-president of the United States can know you. Women 100%. All around the world could want you, and LeBron James could quite literally be envious of your game.
I am a
god.
god.
Your wife could still do this to embarrass you on national television.
Fellas, did you just see that?
I'm Luigi, number 1.
This man is a 100 millionaire headed towards being a billionaire. His wife ain't worked a day in her life. She is a paid kept woman that was fortunate enough to scratch a lottery ticket and end up with this man and having children with him.
This is now being issued as standard equipment.
Now, it's already came out that they're in an open relationship. That was all over the news several years ago. But now you see that she has no problem embarrassing him. As soon as another thirst trap rolls up, she's trying to take her wedding ring off. If she was really at a club or somewhere in the private, she would have took that wedding ring off. She would have slid that into her purse, and this other man wouldn't have even knew. He probably didn't even know who she was, because everybody doesn't know who she is. That man would have been spit at her. He would have rapped at her. He would have took her home, and he would have dug those out. Why? Because her husband is a goofy. So it just goes to show, it doesn't matter how much money you got. It don't matter how much rich you are. It don't matter how many championship rings that you got. None of that matters.
100%.
What matters is what your standards are, what your morals are, what your values are, and how you're going to stand on business when it comes down to it.
Oh, thank you very much.
Let's get into this next video. They're going to ask the question, do we need men? Now, I kind of feel like a lot of the disrespect comes from the place that the modern woman does not feel that they need men most of the times. They see men as a novelty, as they could take it or leave it. Why? Because their internet's running, because their phone is running, because their car is running, because they're getting their Amazon packages delivered to them. Everything's going smooth. If they got a problem, they can dial 911 and another man's going to show up. If they're hungry, they can go to Big Daddy government and they're going to get a check. But at the end of the day, I feel like there's a big level of disrespect for men in general, just based on how easy lives have become for both men and women. And I do feel that because we are not at war and we're not at imminent threat of losing your life, that women feel like they don't really have to respect men on the level that men should be respected.
Our organization did not arrange for you to come over from the Russians just for amusement. Number 3.
Society. Listen to this.
Do we need men?
No.
Do we need men?
Honestly, no.
Do we need men?
No.
Why?
Because they suck.
Okay, well, some bad news to these man-hating feminists. I am so sorry to break this to you, but we absolutely need men. And not just for the sake of our population not dying out forever and the world coming to an end, but, well, men are imperative in the most important fields in the world. Men make up 85% of the military. That house or building you're currently sitting in, guess what? Almost 99% of construction jobs are man-made. Firemen, 92% men. Pilots, 91% men. 82% of farming jobs proudly occupied by men.
Hey, fellas! I'm a father!
Congratulations!
Thanks, George. How's the wife? How much did it weigh? 6, boy, 7 or 8 pounds. George. My nose, the wife's hair, mother's eyes. My side of the family looks like. And Smart takes after me.
The new father should start immediately sharing the responsibility for the child's upbringing.
Stop it, George. Here, help me. Oil, cotton, chocolate, shirt, diapers, pins, rubber pants. George, the bottle.
The bottle. The bottle.
Now, you see what's going on? You doing everything over here. You ain't even getting no yams, bro. The beds is separated over here. But yet you had to go to work all day. You had to earn the money. You had to come home. You had to wash the bottles. You had to do the laundry. You had to feed the baby. You had to do everything.
Look after Mr. Bond. See that some harm comes to him.
Are you even valued?
No. No. No.
I don't know. I can't answer that question for you. But the way it looks is you're a goofy.
I'm the best!
You just look like you're a provider. You're the workhorse.
Yahoo!
You're the one that's going to always go out and slave and go get that dollar and make everything happen.
I hate this job!
Doesn't matter. That's your job.
Occasionally, Gief's investments fail to pay off. But in spite of these financial fluctuations, the average man is a good loser.
Did you hear that? The average man is a good loser because you're a goofy. You've accepted being a loser.
We're in the game.
You've settled. You got into a relationship and you should have got out before you became a big loser, but you didn't get out. You settled for some average yams. You settled for the average woman that had nothing special to offer you. But in your mind, there was something so special about her until she breaks your heart and tears your heart right out of your chest. Then you look back, oh man, I was a goofy. Oh man, I should have did this. Oh man, I should have did that. Well, your family and friends was trying to tell you. The world was telling you what it was. When your birthday hit, your first birthday came, and it was raining and thundering when y'all got together, and it started thunderstorming and lightning, and then, wasn't you getting a sign? Wasn't they telling you what was going on?
Dr. Jones, wake up! Dr. Jones!
The system is totally rigged.
Break 'em in, George. Thanks, fellas.
George Gief, tonight is your lucky night.
All right, now, you Goofy saw Goofy walk out of there with the bag, but unfortunately it's not going to go like that the majority of the time. They seen his hand. Fellas, she seen your hand already. Fellas, Did you see the poker face? You couldn't even see what was going on because they got their poker face up on you and you don't even know how to play poker that well. You're dealing with people that have been around the block a couple times already. They know the game. This ain't their first tournament. Now, unfortunately, most men are going to walk away from this cloud of smoke as the biggest losers. But, like Bugs Bunny used to say, anything can happen in a cartoon. Let's check in on what this gentleman has to say about women appreciating men.
I feel like us as men, we unappreciated. Like, like we could do we could be the man, we could do everything, bro. It's just like a simple thank you. That should have make our lives so much better, bro.
Talk to him.
Thank you. I appreciate you for doing this, bro. Take a cook meal, like talk to it up. Like, babe, like, I know you was working hard.
Yeah, rub my back before work tomorrow.
Let me rub your back. You want me like let me do something special, like, you know, like
caring. It's about caring for each other. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I feel for me, though.
All right, now I liked what they had to say. They didn't make it about the money. They just made it about the intention. Do something to show you that you appreciate me. Do something to show that you actually value me as a man and what I bring to you. But that's not what we get out here a lot of times, fellas.
I don't think so.
A lot of times we just get a whole lot of disrespect. We get oh, well, what do you do for me? What do you do to make my life easier? What have you done for me lately? And after that comes a whole bunch of attitude. I hate to break it to you guys. After that comes a whole bunch of disrespect, a whole bunch of stuff that I'm not willing to put up with on a regular basis. But when these women are dealing with goofies, goofies put up with this stuff all the time. Goofy ain't going
I hate this fucking job.
Friends on the phone. That fool ain't going nowhere. Girl, you need to treat your man right. He's going to leave you. That's goofy. He ain't going nowhere, girl. You tripping.
And you know what that means.
He ain't going nowhere. She got him hooked on crack. She got him hooked on crack. Crack like drugs. Goofy ain't going nowhere.
During this translation,
Shut your mouth, you thong-wearing fatty!
Angler checks his fishing tackle and succumbs to an overwhelming desire to test his casting skill.
They got you goofies out here wishing and fishing out here. You out here trying to fish for something, and they done turned you into a goofy over here.
Grail is mine.
With men,
You're going to get it.
Also don't respect themselves when they let a woman take control of them.
All right. There's a lot of things that play into respect. We highlighted some of the things that are very disrespectful. So if these things are happening to you, you need to look yourself in the mirror and acknowledge that you are a goofy. Now, there could be potentially help for you, but chances are it's not going to happen while you stay in the same relationship. After you have lost respect in that relationship and you have branded yourself as a goofy, then that's how you are. You've marketed yourself as a goofy. So now they've purchased a goofy. They want a goofy now. They need somebody they can walk all over, disrespect, cheat, lie on, steal from, manipulate, go out, girls' nights out, trips to Miami, trips to New York, trips to LA, trips to Las Vegas, trips to Paris. With their friends, without you, goofy. If this is your girl out here shaking it on TikTok,
100%.
you're a goofy. Right now, there's some goofy sitting at home while his girl is out here making thirst trap videos for TikTok, for Instagram, for Snapchat, on Twitch, trying to shake it on any social media platform where she can make a couple of dollars.
Darling Moneypenny.
Don't let this be you, fellas. Take back your self-esteem. Take back your self-confidence. Build it back up. If you are a goofy, there is hope for you. But it's going to be painful. The first thing you need to do is to look in the mirror and realize that you are the person that are being talked about in this episode. You need to look in the mirror and have a self-realization that some of your behaviors are goofy. As much as it might hurt your feelings, you have to acknowledge the truth. I didn't come here to lie to you. I came here to help you. But I can't help you if you're not willing to help yourself. The first thing you need to do to help yourself is get out of these destructive situations that are taking over your money, attention, time, and resources. Again, let's run that back. The first thing you need to do is get out of these situations that are taking away your time, your energy, your attention, and your money. You guys got to get out of the thirst traps. You guys need to take a break from this social media. It's doing nothing but weakening you. It's weakening your mind, and it's turning you into a goofy. If you want to build up, get away from social media for a little while. Forget about Instagram. Forget about TikTok, Twitch, Thought Talk. Stay off the porn websites. Stay off of OnlyFans. Do not spend your money on it. Get rid of the cute girls calendar. Get rid of the dirty magazines. Get rid of all of the things that are compromising your mind state. Get rid of all the things that are hurting you and taking you away from your discipline and your core values. Get rid of all the things that are keeping you a goofy gump.
When a woman disrespects you, fellas, she wants a response from you. She wants you to check her, or she wants you to leave her. What a lot of guys do is the response that they give the woman is arguing, even getting physical sometimes. Nah, check them, or you charge them. Charge means get out my life, or I'm putting you on the bench. You don't have to be loud and argue, but you check bad behavior immediately. A lot of the times, this behavior comes in the form of tests, or they're 100%. Because she misses that dominant force within you. That's why you got to smash it right then and there. And if you miss that moment, you fail that test.
Right. So we talked about this. We talked about the SHT tests. We talked about the respect 100%. Being gone. We talked about checking it. We talked about the choices that you have. Either you correct it or you got to walk away. Most of you men out there don't want to do either one of them. You want to stick around thinking it's going to get better, and it's not going to get any better. The only thing that's going to change is you're just going to turn into a bigger goofy. And as time goes by, when you turn into a goofy, not only did you lose the respect of her, you lose the respect of her family, her friends. You start losing the respect of your friends. Your homies around can see that you look like a goofy. And they're looking at you like, man, this dude is a goofy. He over here putting up with this behavior out of this girl. You've heard that before, right? Nothing to be putting up with this type of behavior out of. She ain't bringing the bag to the table. She ain't got no resources. She ain't got nothing. And you over here parading her around like she actually was something special. That's making you look even more like a goofy to everybody else because you think you got gold, but you got fool's gold.
How to play football. Football needs special equipment. A college covered with ivy, a coliseum or stadium filled to overflowing with 100,000 rabid, wildly cheering fans, great armies of vendors, managers, mascots, photographers, sports writers, doctors, 2 teams resplendent in brilliant
100%.
create a riot of color and atmosphere unequaled by any other game on earth. Now, the object of the game is to advance the ball over the goal line of the opposing team by hook or crook. There are 11 men on either team, 2 ends, and that's how the game is played. Now the teams line up for the kickoff. The referee blows his whistle, And the game is on. It's a long, high end-over-end kick over the end zone into the arms of Swivel Hip Smith, that great All-American star, triple threat scat back. Look at him go. They can't touch him. He can really carry the mail, that boy. Look at that open field running. Look at that straight arm. He's away, and he's over for a touchdown. Well, it isn't often you see this happen. 105 yards to a touchdown on the opening kickoff. Now here's the try for the extra point, and the kick is good. And the score is 7-0. Here comes Swivel Hip Smith out of the game. Listen to that cheer. The coach is saving Smith. He's not taking any chances with his star player. Back to the game. Taxidermy Tech kicks off to Anthropology A&M. But the ball is fumbled, yes, and now it's Taxidermy Tech's ball. They go into a huddle. The quarterback or field general looks over the defense and decides which number to call. They come quickly out of the huddle. The line shifts into position. The quarterback barks his signals. The backfield shifts. The ball is snapped. The quarterback fakes it to the halfback, gives it to the fullback, and his front pile drives through center for a gain of 8 yards. And that quarterback's a smart boy.
Oh! All right. Signals. 18, 29, 37, 63, 54, 99.
The team's working like a well-oiled machine. It's a double wing back to the right from an unbalanced line. A man in motion. The halfback's got it off tackle, and he's smeared for a 9-yard loss. What a dumb quarterback. To the spectator, football may appear rather rough at times, but in reality, it's a character-building game.
All right, fellas. In the end, you're going to learn, just like he said, it's a character-building game. It's not where you start off. It's where you finish. So, we talked about the ways that you're being disrespected. We talked about the specific examples of disrespect, from the way you're talked to, the way you're treated, the way they dress, the girls' nights out, the trips to Cancun with their best friends, the guy friends they got on deck, the work husband, all the other friends that they have in their life.
You've heard that before, right?
We talked about the various different ways that you're being disrespected, and if you continue to put up with it, the damages and the consequences that come with you accepting this type of behavior being done towards you. So at the end of the day, if you choose to put up with this type of behavior, you're a goofy. That's going to wrap up today's episode of the Funtendo Game Show, where we give you game, we talk about life, we talk about everything that matters to you. And remember, if you got game, life ain't the same.
Cause we know
you ain't got no will.
What?
You ain't got no bottle.
Say what you tell.
Let's just be honest.
Say what you tell.
Let's just be real.
Say one time.
100%.
See you next time.